What's up, everybody? How are my kings and beauty queens and all my brothers and sisters doing this Saturday? I hope everybody is doing well. As you see, Quincy is here and he is doing better. I just got to pray that everybody who went through something, going through something, that God cover you and heal you in the name of Jesus. And I got to thank my A1s for day ones who continue to rock with me. Thank y'all for the new subscribers and those who will subscribe in due time. Thank you, and thank you for the views.
Yes.
So Quincy going to tell y'all a little bit about his CV experience.
I would say the experience for the first few days was kind of bad. I mean, it wasn't too bad though. I just had a few symptoms, but the worst symptom I would say was the chills. The chills were horrible.
And talk about it a little louder.
Freezing cold. So I was in my bed. I put on a jacket, thick joggers, socks, and I was covering the cover, and I was still freezing. It was horrible, and I had headaches.
Was that before you told me that your throat was hurting?
No, that was actually later.
Okay.
I didn't really. I only had the stuffy nose when I told you about it.
Yeah, you told me your throat.
Yeah, in my sore throat. But later on the day when I was in school, that's when it started getting worse. And then I woke up the next day, and that's when it was like, oh my gosh, like I had to really.
And how did you feel? What was it feeling like when you said sore throat? What was it like?
It was like every time I swallowed, except it was a little bit worse than that because like I could always feel it even when I wasn't swallowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then later on, when I was starting to get a little headache, and when I went to the doctor, I was so happy they didn't put the thing all the way up in my nose. They just like kind of got a little DNA, I'm guessing, from the bottom, so that wasn't too bad either. And they said I tested positive, and I was like, oh. So when I got home.
So when you tested positive, what was yours like? What was your immediately feeling when they said you're positive? How did you feel?
I was like, because at first I didn't really I was like, dang, I can't go for school for the next 10 days. Hopefully I don't get left behind. That was the only really thing I was like, about. Besides that, I wasn't really like too afraid because she ended up telling me this COVID is not too bad. But this is a newer strain of it, and it's very, very contagious. Mm-hmm. That's why it's spreading so quick.
Wow. And so how was your experience that second day being in your room? How was that experience?
I was feeling better around that time. That's around the time I started feeling better. And, I was happy I was feeling better just laying down, trying to get as much sleep. Because sleep, to me, was the main cure. Just, sleeping it out.
So was you warm or was you cold in your room? How did you like it being with the CV? Did you prefer heat or did you prefer to be cold?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be cold. I definitely wouldn't want to be hot. I never would want to be hot.
Yeah,
but I would like to be like just on the colder side.
Like a colder side.
Yeah, I like cold anyway, but I don't like when I had chills. It was freezing.
Oh, okay. So how was your mental when you was only allowed in your room and to the bathroom? When did your mental start kicking in? Like, dang man, I gotta be in here this room for 10 days and no school. How was your mental? What things you was thinking about?
I was like, hopefully I don't get left behind. But when I taught all my teachers about it, they were like, okay, we'll help you get back on track, and they did. So I wasn't really stressing about that. It was just really like just trying to make it as fun as it could be,
Yeah.
And then 10 days it's a long time, especially after day after day. Like I thought it was like on the 7th day. It was on the 5th, and I was like, what?
Oh, so you started getting mixed up on your days?
Yeah, I did. Cause I wasn't really checking the date. So yeah, I was a bit getting mixed up too.
So what kind of stuff was you doing in your room by yourself?
Watching lots of TV. I'm gonna be straight up on us. Watching lots of TV. Every time I woke up, playing a movie, watching something, and then getting lots of sleep.
Okay. I had another question. Did you miss me?
Of course I did. I couldn't give her no hugs. Especially in the last few days. I was like, ugh.
And we used to give each other a hug, like kiss on the cheek. Time. So not to be able to give my son a hug and a kiss on his cheek, it was like, I'm sorry, Quincy, but we got to keep our distance. So it was an experience for him and I can tell towards the middle he was ready to like roam the house and start touching on stuff. So I can tell he was kind of getting like antsy a little bit. So but he pulled through it, he really did. So
about that. And the reason I was getting antsy was because around the
come
fifth
on.
day or sixth day, I felt back to normal. And they were like, "You still got to be quarantined for 10 days." And I was like, because I felt back to normal.
Did you hear what he said? He was getting antsy because repeat that for some people who might have to go through your experience. You can be feeling well, but still be a little antsy because
You feel back to normal. You know,
you feel
you feel
normal
normal. You're laying down like, dang, I gotta still be in my room laying down. I can't go out. I can go outside, but I can't go to the stores. I can't go to the gym or
around
anything.
people. Yeah.
Like I still gotta be quarantined.
Yeah, so this is an experience that he had to go through, and he did very well. I those 10 days, I made sure he had everything he needed. When I tell you, I made sure he had his vitamin C chewable. He had his zinc that he had to take with food. He has his vitamin D3, and he had that was the gummy. And then he had how many days did you take your medicine for your throat?
For around the first 2 days.
So for the first 2 days, he had his a couple of ounces of his cough medicine, not cough medicine, but his throat medicine, and
tea.
And his tea. He definitely had his tea, and he had
Lemon honey.
Tea. He had at least once every morning, and then sometime at night, right?
Yeah, sometimes at night.
Yeah, sometime at night. So and then what else you think helped got you better? A little bit going outside in the sun, a little bit. Yeah. So how did that feel when you went outside in the sun?
It felt good, like because I wasn't outside a lot anyway, so when I did go outside, it did feel good, like warm.
Yeah, but that's good. So we just pretty much telling everybody the experience that he dealt with and the experience that I had as a mom taking care of. So me as a mom, just tell them some things. How did I take care of you? What did I do for you in the mornings, and then at night, what did I do for you?
Making sure that whoever has COVID doesn't need to go outside. Like with you had something right by my door, so all I had to do was open my door and grab something from there.
And what's that something?
It would be like bananas, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, egg sandwiches in the morning. Quick things that I can just get and throw away with a paper plate. Something that's not something that I have to put back in the sink. I can just throw it away in the garbage in my room.
Yeah. So when I gave him his cough medicine, I didn't give it to him in that little container that we have to put back on, the measuring container. I poured that in something else where it can get washed out with bleach. And overall, I think we had to deal with this experience, but I want to make it as comfortable for him as possible, because this is something, a lifetime. This is something that he's going to have to tell his children and his grandchildren. They're going to know that they, when that time comes, their father, their grandfather had the COVID. So I told him to write a little bit about it, because that's something that it's a big experience. With me, I got all my shots. Quincy didn't get his shots. I don't know if you wanted me to tell him that, but it don't matter.
I don't care.
Okay, he didn't get vaccinated. I got all my shots and everything like that, my booster shot. Will I get another shot? I don't know. Will I get another shot? Only because people who have shots, they still got the CV.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, so I just want to talk to you about the experience. And as you see, he didn't lose any weight. If anything, he maintained his weight, because I made sure he ate. I made sure he was taken care of as a mom. And that's what I would do with all my children. I don't care what age they are, because they are my babies. No matter how tall they are, mommy is going to take care of her children. I didn't fear the COVID. I want to say that. Bleep. But anyway, I didn't fear that, because, he was doing good. Like I told him, when you come out the room, put your shield on. I don't know if he did it all the time, but when I seen him, he did it. Sometimes he had on gloves. So for anybody who got to deal with this inside their home, just make sure your children do not roam around the house, because I work at assisted living, and I have to make sure I protect those who come around, who I come around, the elderly people, because Lord, I will feel so bad if my son had it. I took it to my job. Somebody got sick by me talking to them, even though we wear a mask and the shield. I don't want to have in my mind that I gave a resident that. So I'm glad that the experience was it was an, and it was an experience for me too, because I had to get tested for 9 days. Every morning at my job, I had to get tested for 9 days, and I came out negative all the time. So, I just, wanted to share this experience with you guys.
And something I should tell you guys is I'm not sure they're still doing it, but if you go to USPS with COVID, yeah, I ordered mine 3 days ago. They're giving out free COVID tests. And,
they sent you. They sent you.
No, they didn't. It's not sending yet. They said they're gonna start sending them at the end of January. So.
Okay.
Well, we should be getting ours in like.
So you can test yourself at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Oh, okay.
They're giving me 4 of them. So.
Oh, okay. And my sister, she did say something about that.
And that's where
she. Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm,
oh, okay. Yeah.
You don't even need to put your card in there. So use SPS. They're very popular. So.
Yeah. So this for anybody who feel you got any type of cold, go and get tested.
Yeah, because it started off with a snotty nose. That was it. The whole day I had a snotty nose. It was nothing. I was like, oh. And then the next day, it got a little bit worse. And the next day, it was horrible. That's when I was like, okay, I need to go to the doctor.
And the thing is, the first time he had something like a stuffy nose, you went to your doctor and they said it just was a cold, right? The first time you went, when your daddy took you.
I'm talking about like a few months ago when I was sick?
Yeah, and then he took you and they said it was nothing,
they
just
said,
a
no,
cold.
it was a virus.
Yeah, he had a virus because you had diarrhea and throwing up.
Yes. That one, to be honest, I would say it was worse because...
Yeah, a couple of months ago, he had diarrhea. He was vomiting a couple of months ago.
One, you wouldn't even know you were hungry. Like, I would go hours without eating. Like, I had no appetite in the morning. I didn't eat for hours. Mom would bring me a big breakfast. I would take a few bites. I'm like, oh, God, I can't eat it. Even though I was taking my first few bites, I was not hungry. So, that's the only thing I'm happy that wasn't bad about it. Is my appetite. I'm happy I still have my appetite because you need to eat. Even if you aren't hungry, you should eat.
So that was going on with him about 2 months ago. So when he had the little stuffy nose and all that stuff, I just thought it was just a regular cold. But now, since you heard Quincy say he had the stuffy nose for a couple of days, then the sore throat. So I'm just saying, if anybody have anything like minor that's going on, sometimes you just have to get tested because you don't want to go around other people and it be the CV. So any kind of symptoms, you might have to pay the money. Some people probably do the test free, but definitely go and get tested. You just never know, because he could have came around me more and I could have got it. I don't know why I did not get it. Maybe it was that I got the shot.
And my dad got COVID.
Oh, he did have it. Did he get tested?
He didn't get tested, but he still has symptoms.
See, he said he said his dad has it, but his father did not go get tested. He said the doctor just told him to stay quarantined for 10 days. So he believed his dad had it.
Because with him too, he had similar symptoms. He didn't have chills or anything, but he had a headache and a stuffy nose. And it was basically around the same time I caught COVID. That's why when he did mention, I'm like, oh, you might have COVID. And then he was like, yeah, he thinks he thought he had it too. And I was like, okay. Yeah,
so did y'all think y'all got it at the same time?
I think I gave it to him because when I had a stuffy nose, I was in the car with him after basketball
without your mask on?
Without my mask on.
See, even with the mother and father, parents and children, sometimes if you got symptoms, both of y'all put on the mask, because he said he was around his dad when he had the stuffy nose and he believed he gave it to his father, even though his father didn't get tested. But his father have a lot of the symptoms that Quincy had. So if you're around your parents, and thank God, I didn't, thank God, I'm hoping it was that I had got the shots, that I didn't get it, because I was around you.
You were for the first few days.
For the first couple of days.
I was probably giving you kisses too.
Yeah. So I think those shots that I got in the booster shot, I think that what prevented me from getting the COVID. And his father did not get the shots in the booster shot, so the vaccination shot. So that's probably how he got it. So everybody, just be safe. Just be as careful as you can. Either the kids in school, if you're in college, if you're working, if you're not working, just wear your mask. You know, I know sometimes we don't wear it all the time because it get hot, but you know, just put it on as much as we can. So with that being said, Quincy, do you have any closing thing you want to say to everybody?
Stay safe.
It's out
Wear your
here.
mask. Because now that I did catch COVID, I'm going to be honest, I would rarely wear my mask. I did not like wearing masks. Every time I went to school, I rarely wore my mask. If I was washing my hands, I would just say, you should wear your mask. Put your
Yeah.
mask on.
Yeah. So
Put
you
your-
guys, with that being said, we love you. I'm glad that Quincy is 100% better. As you can see, no weight loss. He got his little haircut today, as you can see.
Yeah.
He got his haircut. See the little nice edge that they gave my baby? Yeah, they hooked him up. They hooked him up. Yep, yep, yep. So with that being said, everybody, peace. We love you. Thank
Yes,
you for your
peace out.
support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah.